Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DFS experience for Monday, July 25th. We have a 11 game slate. Usually, before I make these videos, I make I build a lineup. Obviously, it's not my final lineup, but I start building lineups so that I can have some type of blueprint for my video, so I can give you guys, my highest optimal players at their positions. Also, I try to include the players that are in good spots. You just don't want to take a projection and run with it, because that might lead you down the wrong road. But today on this slate, I can promise you that it's not a lot of good pitching. The actual DFS capable players or pitchers are pitchers that you'll use for DFS purposes are slim to none, because 80% of the pitchers here are viable to ruin your whole lineup. They're viable to get blown up. There's about 3 pitchers on this slate that I trust. They are the most expensive, unfortunately. But this is absolutely a slate. If you want to pay down and take shots paying down, you should. You could and you should. So that's the first thing that stands out on this slate. Pitcher I'm going with on DraftKings, I'm going with Sean Manaea. First reason is because I'm targeting Detroit. Second reason, he's not the most expensive. Max Fried against Philly. Philly top of the lineup, that they could go off anytime. We all know that. I like Gonsolin, but I kind of have him in the same boat with Manaea, and he's a little bit cheaper. So obviously you're playing different lineups. You'll have some with Manaea, some with Gonsolin, some with Fried. Kluber is gonna probably pop in the projections, and I won't go too crazy on Kluber because Baltimore could definitely light him up. Same thing with Pavetta. Aaron Ashby's popping for me for some reason, and I got to do a little bit of a deeper dive before I play Aaron Ashby. He hasn't played a whole lot of innings, so Aaron Ashby is popping. He is my highest projected pitcher on the slate at the moment, but I got to actually break that down to see why, and so I'm not going to recommend him on this video. But like I said, if you run a crunch, especially early on for MLB, don't run with it. If you look at a crunch and it doesn't make sense to you, then it doesn't make sense. So like I said, Aaron Ashby is not out of the question against Colorado, but I will have to do a deeper dive into Aaron Ashby versus Colorado to see why he's projecting so high. All right, so there's that. So let's continue with this lineup. We're doing Manaea. We're going to catcher. We're going to pick up Will Smith from the Dodgers, 5,100. We're going to second base. We're picking up Brandon Lau, 4,900. Let's go to my guy in the outfield who did well for me last time I played him, Hunter Renfroe, 4,100. And last man in, let's pick up Ortega. So we're going to do Rafael Ortega, 2,900. So for DraftKings, we're going Manaea, Will Smith, Brandon Lau, Hunter Renfroe, Rafael Ortega. Not a sexy lineup, but they're in great spots, and they're highly optimal at the point of this video. Now, they won't be any less optimal by lot, but you'll probably have a few more players that are more optimal. That's usually how it works in DFS. When you run a crunch early, rather than run a crunch right before lock. I run 3 crunches. I run one before my video. I run one about 2 hours before lock. So if it's 7:05 East Coast time, I run another crunch at 5 p.m. because then that gives me a sense of who I'm going to be playing for that slate, and then I'll run a crunch 6:50, 15 minutes before lock. Once all the starting lineups are up, just to see if anything changes. Somebody's sitting, somebody's starting that's in a better spot at a cheaper price. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. So this is only my first crunch, and as long as these players play, they will be optimal going into lock. Let's go to FanDuel. FanDuel, doing the same thing. We're going to pick up Mania. He's 9,900. I would love to pay down on this slate, but I feel very confident targeting Detroit. Gonsolin, 10-2, 10.2K. I'll have pieces of him too against Washington, because once you get past the top half of Washington, there's really not much left. So I don't mind paying up for Gonsolin. Or Dizzy's okay. Oakland, they're not a good team, but they have their moments. Corey Kluber, like I said, I look at Kluber and I just feel like he's gonna get blown up by Baltimore. Brubaker is Brubaker, Pavetta is Pavetta, and so on and so on. So let's continue with this. Lineup. We're gonna go back to Will Smith. Will Smith is 3K. If you're new to this channel, welcome to the channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up. We're getting ready for football season, so all the subscriptions and all the likes will help as we go into our busy season, which is going to be football then basketball. So and if there's anybody watching that is having trouble building MLB lineups, and you need help, you could DM me on Twitter and we'll get you a day pass and I'll send you out full optimal lineups about 20-25 minutes before lock. So all you got to do is put in a dummy lineup, and I'll send you out a lineup, and set it. You just put your lineup in, and then go about your night. You know what I'm saying? So if that's something you're interested in, just DM me on Twitter. We're gonna go to second base. We're gonna go to Brandon Lau again. 3K flat. Let's go back to the outfield. Let's pick Mookie Betts. 4,200. And let my last guy in. Let's do McCutchen. So we're going to do McCutchen, 3K. Leaves us with about 3K left for the rest of our lineups. So if these guys all play and none of them sits, I absolutely feel confident in all of them. They're all batting in the top half of the lineup, so that's a good thing. If people don't know why it's good to play players in the top half of the lineup, then it's because they're gonna get more at bats. So you got a guy batting 1 or 2, he's probably gonna get 5 at bats. Batting third, he's probably gonna get 5 at bats. You know what I'm saying? And then the probability goes down. But you'd love to have all your players batting high in their lineup. And obviously, when you're stacking, in some strategies you bat the bottom of the order, so you'll do like an 8, 9, 1, and 2. So there is strategy in batting players or playing batters in the bottom of the lineup, but they're going to get less at bat. So just always keep that in mind. And I know that if you're a veteran player, you already know that, but there are some players, there's some people that are, you know, trying to pick up MLB and they don't know everything we know. So, you know, just a little tip. So when you see a batter 7, 8, 9, keep in mind he won't get the same amount of chances as a batter 1, 2, 3, 4. And another thing, they're probably going to be a little bit cheaper because they're getting less at bat. So if you're using a person batting in the bottom of the lineup for value, that's absolutely fine, because then it helps you get your big bats in the lineup. And if you're stacking and you have a batter hitting 8 or 9 or whatever it is, that's absolutely fine. And then you run it with you do an 8, 9, run it with a 1, 2, and that bottom of the stack starts going off, and then, you know, and then the top of the lineup hits a home run or something, you know, that those guys at the bottom of the lineup, they already paid off. They already paid off their salary. So there's a lot of strategy in MLB DFS. So, you know, just keep that in mind. But that's gonna be it for me. The video, I made the video. I wanted the video to be short, but got a little carried away explaining some stuff. But that's all good. So listen, thanks for watching. Hope you guys had a profitable day, and I'll see you later. Ciao.